Hi everyone, the Men in Blazers and the crap part of Soho. That's Rog. I'm Davo. Hello, New Zealand, Philippines, and Taiwan.
We are always talking to you, even though sometimes it's just inside my own head.
Yeah, it's very, very true with the radio transmitter. Okay, Rog, 15:38 of the way through the Premier League
Chelsea
season.
in crisis.
That does not reduce Everton in more crisis.
Arsenal in crisis.
Yeah, Man United.
Third, but kind of still in crisis.
We don't really
Some
know.
would say.
Huge weekend. It felt like a massive weekend. It felt like a narrative-changing weekend in the
Chelsea's
Premier
cherry
League.
was popped.
Yes, go up to Newcastle, Rog. They beat Tottenham in midweek, but they go back up to the northeast for the second time in a week. They had that rather disappointing draw in Sunderland last weekend, Rog. Go up to Newcastle, a place, St James's Park, where they've struggled to go and play decent football, struggled to get results over the last few years.
Yep.
They lose 2-1.
Yes, they do. They look, to me, a little heavy-legged,
Yeah.
little low on energy.
Yeah.
Mourinho uses the same 8 starter. This time he had Matic out. He had John Obi Mikel in midfield, which is a little like being the Starship Enterprise, shields down.
Shields down.
Chelsea had a lot of possession. They kept trying to
Faces
slip that
on
ball
stun.
in around
Everywhere.
the edge. But
Yeah.
it wasn't really the cutting edge.
No
really
width.
The energy.
No width.
Yeah.
No width, Rog.
Diego Costa, he had his gloves on. He
Yeah.
took him off.
Oh, big
went
mistake.
bare knuckle
Yeah.
to no effect. And Newcastle, organised in the midfield.
Yeah.
Jan Matt, phenomenal going up the flanks in
Yeah.
there. You had Gingy Wonder, Jack Colback holding everybody at bay.
Yeah, and Cisse had a hell of a game, Rog. A hell of a game for the Senegalese striker. Drogba pulled one back, Rog, but the
Yes, he
story
did.
of the game, Jack Alnwick, the third string, the third choice Newcastle keeper, comes on, replaces Rob Elliott, who's the second string because Tim Krul's out. And, you know, he likes to punch a ball. I think we can say that about him. He loves to punch a ball.
Trying to punch the ball. Diego Costa tried to punch that. I'm sure outside the ground he punched a couple of police horses.
Yeah.
Did England and Newcastle particularly proud?
Yeah.
And 2-1, the question is, now they've lost. What does that mean for Chelsea?
Well, I think at least it was a good performance, Rog. It was a solid performance. Yes, they're only 3 points clear right now.
We got ourselves a title race.
But you feel like Man City have got some problems. Aguero injured for a certain number of games. We don't know how many yet. Yaya Toure will go off to the African Cup of Nations. They don't have any New Zealand players in their starting lineup. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt Man City. So, I don't know. It might make them... It could be a good reminder that you can't come out and play that insipidly in the first half.
I think it will actually help them. We've seen them bounce back from going a goal down. I think 3 times before this season. This was the first time they didn't end up winning. But I think with the Champions League now getting to a sharper edge of the competition and the title race that they're now embroiled in, it will do them an incredible boon in that they will not be dogged every week by this talk of an invincible team. Will this be will they stay invincible? They can just focus on what they will do again and again under Mourinho, which is winning games.
Yeah, very true. Okay, Chelsea, they struggle against Newcastle, a team in stripes. Arsenal, you know, the North London rivals of West London Chelsea, they have their own struggles against a team in stripes. That's Stoke. That's Stoke. They go up to the Britannia in Stoke. They lose 3-2. Discuss.
They go down after 19 seconds. In these countries, you know 19 seconds as a average time it takes for an Englishman to make love. They hear Peter Crouch. I mean, who would have thought Peter Crouch?
I know. You don't... I mean, if there's one player that you don't expect to hurt you with a high ball from the flanks, Rog, it's 6'15" Peter Crouch. That's metric.
First it was a tall, and then it was a small Boyan. Who's looking more and more like Oliver Twist in Fagan's Den. He's having a great time.
Yeah, he would have been good enough for Barcelona B, one thinks.
Yeah,
Rog.
The little Messi, he's now the little Peter Crouch. Absolutely fluent move, ghosted through. A flat Arsenal back four made it 2-0. Crouch then drew 5 players. It must have been his
only 5. Yeah, 5 players can't mark.
Left John Walters utterly unmarked to stab the ball home in 3-0 home. A 3-0 hole. Arsenal did their best to dig their way out of it with Rat Boy Cazorla.
He does look like a rat.
Exquisite stuff. And then Ramsey, we don't need to mark him at a corner.
Yeah, you're crap. But he's been better than crap recently.
Yeah, better than crap. Well done, Ramsey. 3-2
but not enough.
Was how it was.
Yeah.
And the question is, as Arsene Wenger goes onto the station, he's harassed by Arsenal's old fans. You tosser, Arsene! They shouted in that classy way. that Arsenal do. Do they have a right to be frustrated?
Yeah, I think they do have a right to be frustrated. Look at the talent that Arsenal have had, and it's the same old problems that hurt Arsenal. I mean, yes, they don't concede many goals after 19 seconds, or else they usually concede when they're attacking their opponent's goal, like about 15 seconds after that. But no central midfielder since Vieira, really a real, defensive presence in midfield for that team.
And back four with no cover in the middle whatsoever. Yeah. That is stubbornness where there used to be strategy.
Yeah, very true.
Having said that, this is a season of crapness where Manchester United can play terribly and still be third. Explain that, David.
Yeah, well, that was the Monday game. They go down to Southampton, where you just came back from.
I'm sorry, I am the Jonah where to Southampton's Nineveh.
Come back from, and Southampton get a win. Sorry, and Man United, Rog, get a win on the road. Southampton's struggles continue.
Yeah, 15 shots on goal. Southampton. United only had 3.
Yeah.
They only needed 3.
Yeah.
They won 2-1. They won ugly in a win which had many English journalists debating whether it was the ugliest win they had ever seen. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They are now third.
It doesn't matter.
Should United fans be saying, we are third, but we are flattering to deceive, we're really terrible?
Yeah.
Or should they be saying, we're playing terribly, but we're still third? Just imagine what it's going to be like when we actually step it up and start to play properly.
Well, some positive signs for Man United fans, Rog. Wayne Rooney still playing very well. You know, Van Persie scoring goals, Rog. Pinocchio.
The toy maker has fixed him.
Yeah, and he's scoring goals. And, they look defensively okay, I would say, Rog. Look defensively okay.
The 3 at the back looked absolutely shaky, deeply awkward. They play Liverpool at the weekend.
Yeah, De Gea
a game which many are saying is going to be like 2 pub teams clashing.